It's weird to look back, knowing I've spent like a whole third of my life both learning programming and now working as a developer. If I was to go back to where I started and change how I approached programming, it wouldn't be the books I read or the language I started with or the projects I chose. What I would do is change my mindset. See, I learned programming like it was science or maths or any other STEM subject. I tried to acquire knowledge as fast as possible. Programming isn't like that though. Programming is an art. It's like painting or learning an instrument. You can know how to play the piano, but mastery doesn't come from the knowledge alone. It comes from getting that 1% better every time you try it, which leads nicely to the changes that I think we should aspire to. So, let's begin. Point 1 is that practice makes perfect. Going back to the example of learning an instrument, you don't pick up an instrument and immediately be perfect. It's an art form, it's a craft. You get better by failing, by being inefficient, and trying again and trying new approaches. This mindset helps for a bunch of reasons, I think. By focusing your attention to practicing instead of perfecting, you can avoid the dreaded fixation of over-optimization, get out of tutorial hell, and straight into trying new things. If you've learnt something new each time you attack a new problem, that's progress, and that's a good way to look at learning. Point 2, you ain't him, bro. When starting out, I've seen so many people avoid the basics and jump into more advanced things, and I myself have fallen victim to trying to learn React before sitting down with raw JavaScript, and it came back to bite me in the future. When learning something new, whether it be a new language or a new framework, swallowing your pride is hard, but I think a necessary step in order to allow yourself to learn effectively until you feel comfortable that you have the knowledge that you need. But you can't expect to sit down and start cranking out Reddit clones day one. Be patient, it will come. Point 3, and say it with me, it's okay to fail. I get it, you want to be successful, you want to hit your goals as quickly as possible, and failure, well, it's disheartening. But let me tell you, you will eventually fail and you'll realize that deeply understanding something isn't fast or easy. But that's the point, because allowing yourself to struggle and fail gives you the opportunity to learn from your mistakes, meaning you can start to truly understand what programming is all about. It's a continuous run of trial and error. You should want to fail. You should want to have a moment where it feels difficult and you struggle to understand, because once you get past that roadblock, you won't get stuck there again. Okay, final point, keep it realistic. And what I mean by this is keep your goals small and achievable. I've mentioned this before, but you shouldn't be expecting to make the next Reddit on day one. Learn a concept a day if that's the right pace for you, or make a small project a day if that's the right pace for you. Be realistic with what you want. Write a plan of how to get to where you need to be in a realistic time. When you get hired as a developer, and I can attest to this because it wasn't that long ago for me at all, you're not expected to be perfect. You're expected to be malleable, able to learn, and most importantly, willing to learn. You're expected to have fundamental knowledge, not mastery, and you're expected to consistently drive to become better. So, practice, turn your ego down, allow yourself to fail, and be realistic with your goals. And I wish you the very best of luck in your journey.